It's wet, it's cold, it's windy, and it's starting to sprinkle a little bit, but that's not gonna stop me from reviewing some new EV luxuriousness from Lexus. Let's dive in. It might stop me. When the Lexus RX 400h made its debut at the 2004 Detroit Auto Show, it made waves being the first luxury hybrid SUV. Almost 2 decades later, we now have the fully electric Lexus RZ. With the plan to have an all-electric lineup by 2035, this mid-size crossover EV kicks off Lexus's electric evolution. Being built upon a new eTGNA platform, there's a mix of metals like steel and aluminum for increased rigidity without added weight. The RZ's coupe-inspired design has a sleek and sharp look, which contributes to its 0.29 drag coefficient, the lowest in the Lexus lineup. Adding to that are these vortex generators that not only channel wind down the back of the RZ, but also eliminates the need for a rear wiper. All right, I'll be honest, the front end does give off RX vibes, but it also gives off BZ4X vibes just a little bit, especially with this black in the front and the black wheel arch cladding. But I mean, overall, it's still a Lexus. It should still drive like a Lexus, and I'm gonna drive this Lexus to see if it drives like a Lexus. Powering the luxury EV is a 71.4 kilowatt-hour battery, which delivers a total system output of 313 horsepower, which is distributed through the Lexus Direct 4 all-wheel drive system with front and rear e-axles. The RZ can sprint from 0 to 60 in a claimed 5 seconds and can go an EPA estimated range of 220 miles when equipped with the standard 18-inch wheels. However, if you plan to ride on the optional 20-inch wheels, range will be bashed down to just 196 miles. One of the best things about getting an EV is that instant torque. It's right there on demand as soon as you put your foot on the pedal, and this has over 300 horsepower, so it feels perfectly adequate whether you're just driving around town or trying to merge on the freeway and cut the guy off that's driving a little bit too fast in that right lane. Yeah, that's right. The Direct 4 all-wheel drive system is used to optimize traction, posture control, and drive force. Depending on driving conditions, the RZ can distribute 100% of the power to the front or rear, with max torque in the front being 196.4 pound-feet and 124.3 pound-feet in the rear. Testing out the all-wheel drive system into this right turn, the roads are slick, and I was actually giving it a good amount of throttle, and it felt very much planted. Even going through this sweeping left turn, giving it a little bit more throttle. Yeah, the RZ doesn't feel too bad going through the turns. There is a little bit of body roll, which you can kind of feel even when you're dabbling the wheel like that, but going through the turns, you do feel planted, and it does give you a sense of confidence that you're gonna make it through that turn. And even right here, stopping at the light, giving it some gas, and yeah, it hooks up, sends me on my way. Yeah, I feel pretty good. The low-mounted battery giving the RZ a low center of gravity, along with the Direct 4 all-wheel drive system, definitely gives the RZ fun potential, but with just a 220-mile range, fun may seem short-lived for some drivers. To combat that, Lexus says the RZ's quick charging capability up to 150 kilowatts can get it from 0 to 80% in around 30 minutes, and 0 to 100% in 9.5 hours on a level 2 charger, and 50 hours on a level 1 charger, but drive modes are present if you're looking to maximize some range. You have a few different drive modes. You have normal, sport, eco, range, and a custom mode, so you can kind of customize your own driving experience. These modes also help to cater to your driving style, with the rear-wheel drive bias range mode being the most efficient by shutting off the HVAC system and altering the powertrain, and sport mode, which changes throttle response and steering feel for those looking for more excitement. So on the RZ, there is no one pedal drive mode, but instead you do get regen braking, and that's operated via these paddle shifters, and there's 4 levels. So the uppermost level is more of a coaster and it feels natural, and as you dial it down, it really does substantially give you a strong braking feel. It doesn't come to a complete stop, more of a creep, but it's good to have so you can select how you want your luxury EV to feel. The RZ as a day-to-day driver would be perfectly fine. It's comfortable in here, the suspension soaks up bumps really well, and there's not a lot of road noise coming into the cabin despite the large wheels, which is a great thing. Steering is a little bit light, but overall, if you want to cruise, you can do that, or if you want something a little bit more sporty, it has the power to give you that as well. Prior to this first drive, some of you may have seen early renderings and models of the RZ with a yoke instead of a traditional steering wheel. I'm here to tell you, yeah, that's a thing. Lexus calls it their steer-by-wire system, and it will be available later in the year on certain models. I was able to snag one of the RZs with the steer-by-wire. You can't call it a yoke. And it has variable ratio steering, so when you're making a right turn, that's all you really need to do to make a right turn, because the slower you go, the more intense your inputs, and the faster you go, the less intense your inputs. So going around this corner, it feels like a traditional steering wheel. You're just at 9 and 3. And even going through this left turn here, I only have to turn the wheel 90 degrees to make that complete left turn. It's no winding the wheel out. So yeah, it feels kind of gimmicky, but hey, what do you think? Let us know down in the comments. The goal of this steer-by-wire system is said to be more of a convenience feature, allowing easier ingress and egress of the driver and high driving agility in low speed settings. Whether you decide to go yoke or stay traditional, the RZ still remains pleasant to drive. Visibility in here feels pretty good. Up front, I feel like I'm sitting a little bit higher than what I would in a regular SUV. I'm 6'4", so if you're a little bit shorter than that, you'll feel a little bit hiked up, but looking forward and going over my left shoulder, it looks pretty decent. But over my right, you have this big, huge C-pillar, but thankfully you have LSS 3.0 Plus to kind of help you out if you get in a sticky situation. If you didn't already know, LSS is Lexus Safety System, which includes pre-collision with pedestrian detection, dynamic radar cruise control, road sign assist, proactive driving assist, lane departure alert with steering assist, and lane tracing assist. And the lane centering assist works really well. If I drift off just a little bit, the Lexus gently puts me back in the center of the lane, and it also tells you to put your hands back on the steering wheel. Inside the RZ is a simple, minimalistic setup with quality materials throughout the cabin, soft touch points where you need them, ample space, and an open, airy vibe thanks to the large glass roof. Standard features like this large 14-inch touchscreen with wireless connectivity, wireless charging, and 5 USB-C ports around the cabin are a great touch. Inside the interior of the RZ, as you would expect from a Lexus product, is premium. I mean, there's a good fit and finish. It's nice and proper, no squeaks or rattles, but there's also no wood or leather. That's because they're going the more sustainable route. And yeah, a lot of customers are gonna miss that wood and leather, but we're trying to save the world here, people. One thing that I'm gonna miss is the glove compartment. They've moved storage to under the center stack right here, and that's fine if you want your stuff exposed, but I don't. Instead, they have some HVAC components and radiant heating under here and under the driver's steering column, and that heats up the footwell for the front row passengers, and you get a nice warm cozy vibe. But what does make up for it is decent storage space right here that opens up 2 ways, and you also have this large touchscreen which works just fine. It has the latest multimedia system, and I wish the drive modes weren't embedded in here. It's a 2-step process to get to it, but it's not a big deal. And you also get wireless charging right here. And if you need an assistant, there's Lexus. Hey, Lexus. Hey, Lexus. Hold on. Hey, Lexus. Hey, Lexus.
What do you want to do?
I'm cold.
setting the driver's temperature to 71 degrees.
Hey! In the cargo hold, there's just under 24 cubic feet of storage space behind the second row, and folded seats will yield a total of 55.5 cubic feet. Since the RZ ditches the leather, you can line your seating with New Lux or Ultra Suede material. Drivers will have ample headroom with an infotainment screen angled slightly towards them and an information display that isn't impeded by the steering wheel like in the Toyota BZ4X. Like you would expect from a Lexus, the seating for the RZ feels great. I'm 6'4", I fit in the driver's seat perfectly fine. It's highly adjustable, it feels comfortable, and it has some good lumbar support. And I have a good amount of headroom and some good leg room, but I do feel like I'm sitting up a bit higher than I should be. I'm looking out the upper portion of the windshield, but it's definitely not a deal breaker. It feels good in the driver's seat. Moving to the back seat, I'm 6'4", again, seated behind my ideal seating position. I still have a few inches of leg room, I have plenty of headroom even with the hat on, and it's comfortable. Although I wish my feet could slide under the front seat just a little bit more, but you do get a really comfortable padded armrest with 2 cup holders. You get your rear seat vents, 2 USB-C ports, and your heated rear seat controls right here. Moving to the middle section, yeah, you're hiked up just a little bit, but you still have some good headroom, and there is a lump on the floor, but it's not a deal breaker. But if you are behind someone that's not freakishly tall, oh yeah, you're in a good situation right here. All right. The RZ will be sold with a premium and luxury trim. The base premium trim starts at $58,550 plus a destination charge and includes 18-inch wheels, power liftgate, faux leather trim seats with heated and ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel, panorama glass roof, that large 14-inch display, 360-degree camera, and Lexus's first use of single color ambient lighting with shadow illumination. Move up to the luxury trim starting at $64,000 to add 20-inch wheels, ultra suede trim seats, radiant heating, 10-inch head-up display, acoustic front and rear side glass, and Mark Levinson audio system. Various standalone offerings and packages can be added to obtain features like an illuminated Lexus badge on the grille, premium paint, and the Dynamic Sky electronically dim panorama glass roof. The Lexus RZ will be in dealers pretty soon, so if you plan on taking that plunge into EV territory, make sure you go on kbb.com and get a fair purchase price. That way you can get a good deal on some luxurious electrons. Go to kbb.com. Click the link above for more details. The competitive set of luxury EVs that Lexus is looking to conquer includes, of course, the Tesla Model Y, Jaguar I-Pace, and the Audi e-tron SUV. But with growth in the EV market as of late, it will take some charm and a little spark to stand out from the crowd. Lexus finally gives us their version of an EV luxury SUV. Now, who knows if there will be an F-Sport variant or even an extended range version. But so far with this one, it's off to a good start.